I don't know how it's really going to be. This is obviously the first time that I'm doing something like this. And I don't know for you, but for me, in this particular situation, it is difficult to show that much of myself, to show that much of being raw, of being authentic at saying everything and showing everything, of not keeping everything aside. I have decided to create this series. I'm not sure for the definite title, or maybe it will change, but it's something reflecting the daily diary chronicle of my journey. At this moment, I am struggling with a specific situation. And this is something that haven't been shared with less than a handful of people. Because I am someone very private. I embarked 2 years ago on a spiritual journey. I left Canada because I couldn't stand living there anymore, because I couldn't stand 6 months of intense winter. It's nuts for me. It's never really been for me. I always needed to have sun and warmth. I left for Mexico because in the end of 2022, there weren't that many places in the world where to go where there is no craziness surrounding COVID. And I didn't want it to have any part of that. I left to heal myself because at that time, it was obvious that it was from an intense 10 years of work at being a massage therapist at spa that turned out it destroyed me physically, obviously, because the intense pressure to put in the bodies, the joints, and the whole body was crying in pain. But mentally and emotionally, I let it destroy myself. And I am purposefully saying that I let it destroy myself. Because I was stuck in fear and in worry that I would not be able to find a better job. I wanted to do massage, being a massage therapist. Ideally, not at the cost of working for nothing, like what are the majority of the places. And since I was beginning at the time, after that I learned and I got my certification, the goal was initially to have my private practice, to do it on my own, to have my own clientele. So I started first at the spa thinking that, well, it's going to take just a little bit and then I can go on my own. So it lasted 10 years, just because after the first year of trying to make ends meet, this is how you say it properly, at working too many days, just because I was the last one of the long list of massage therapists at this day spa. It took a while before having enough massage so I can pay all my bills. And I have to say that I was living by myself, but I mean, with no one. I didn't have any family around. I didn't have much friend around to help. So for me, it was the burden based on the way that I grew up. And now that obviously I have done so much spiritual work and it's an ongoing, it's clear that I was stuck into limiting beliefs and fears that weren't mine, but I adopted as a sponge, as we all are, from families and society. But let's scratch it up. I let it destroy me because I was stuck in a fear of not being able to go in at a different spa, and I will have even less money than the few that I was able to make. And it was already so difficult to make things work. And I was really trapped into that fear. I didn't trusted myself enough. Didn't trust that things can be different, better. Even if I had so many callings, so many signs, as I am a clairaudient and a clairvoyant, so I was connected back then, different from today, different. Today I am 24/7 connected, conversations with higher beings, so it's a bit different. But back then, I didn't want it to see the sign that everything was pushing me to go to live, but because of the fear I stayed. So I ended up, I didn't know what I was at the end of those 10 years. I needed to leave a country that didn't make any sense to me anymore. I needed to find some sun and some warmth. And I went to Mexico. I went to Playa del Carmen, where I am at the moment. And I love so much this slow pace of life, the different culture, the different way of living. It fits so much who I am and who I learned again to discover. So this is what I have done for the past 2 years. Pretty much all the time, nonstop, of working on myself, of finding traumas, of understanding and how to heal them, how to heal me, who I truly am deep down, who is really Revin. And I'm gonna have to get used to holding in a camera. And I left with barely nothing. I sold everything, which was not much. And I didn't have much money. To be frank, I had 10,000 Canadian dollars because I want this series of videos to be absolutely frank and open and personal. So nothing left aside. Let me show you Onyx. She just came from under the bed because I'm not sure if she wants to have some dry food that the one that she has at the moment, she doesn't like them. It's sadly the only thing that she can have. It was a donation bag that I received because I couldn't purchase her regular brands that I give her, and therefore she's not very much eating of her dry food, and it's not time for her to really eat anything. And she wants to have her fish. I always, since I'm here in Mexico, I always give her some canned tuna. She is sadly very difficult for eating. It's really not easy to find something that she is gonna eat. It would be great if she could eat human food. She has the curiosity, but she is not really eating human food. And now that money is not here, it breaks my heart to not be able to give her better and to better take care of her. But that's how it is for the moment. A highlight of the day, doing some arepas. And you are using some very, very, very thin corn flour. Something that, one of the many things that I am grateful for this journey and for going through all of the intense challenge and change with the lack of money, was to find ways to cook. Not that I wasn't cooking, because I never really had the money to go and eat everywhere or every day outside, but it was to go through recipes for cooking, for doing things on my own, for doing meals. And someone showed me a month ago how to do those arepas, and I do not have even any freezer. I only have a very small, compact, snack size fridge. So I am extremely limited on the amount of quantity of food that I can have, and I cannot freeze anything. So doing things yourself, I love being able to try new recipes and to do things on my own. It opened up more of the eating, the cooking. And this is something that I am grateful for, that I have, that I would not have gone through if I didn't have that mess, if I still had money, like the usual amount, the regular, a lot of amounts. I would not have bothered really to try a new recipe, to try to do things for me, to cook more than just a little bit. I've never been like cooking every day and 2 meals every day. Just like I've started to do my own tortilla, not to flatten the ones, because I do not have anything to roll the dough. So it's more like pouring in the frying pan, but it works so good. And to do some chapatas as well, I try to look with what I have, ingredients that I have, but mostly with the basic of cooking gear that I have here in this place. And I basically have not much. So it is discovering new recipe, trying different things, and forcing to try to see beyond. I would not have tried to do that myself, for sure. I thought about doing my own tortilla, because all the time purchasing them at the grocery, and it's always better when you know the ingredient that you put inside. It's healthier. But if it would have been for that, I wouldn't have tried. So this is some parts of being grateful. There is the gain. There are so many gains that I had out of it. It's just money is just not part of it for the moment. And in this world, this is still the currency to sort of exist, but you have things. And when you are lacking of it, it can become an issue, especially when you do not have any support behind, or that it's not moving. And for whatever reason, nothing is really moving for me to find job, to make some money. So yeah. So I just wanted to show you this, because this is a highlight for me. So it's getting late here, and we're getting closer to 7. And I'm more in the northeast, so I do not have the sunset, which is on the other side. But I wanted just to share, to be out, and I wanted to say around. And not exactly, but I am next to nature, which is a tremendous help for me. This is something that I always knew before, but I really started to appreciate when I came here. Seeing palm trees is like it's smiling back at me. Want to smile and be immediately happy. hearing the birds singing, chatting. We usually say chirp. I like to say chatting. It does immensely for raising my vibration. And those are steps. Those are things as free as it is, that helps me to work to my vibration higher, or to raise my vibration. Even when I'm looking on the inside and I'm doing some work, or that I have specific issues, or it's a bit difficult, it helps tremendously. And I am every day grateful and does miracle. And this is all what matters at the end of the day. Just a small setback that I had this morning with the German country task that they closed the submission that didn't have the time to submit. I was missing just 2 small categories to make it so. But it's that's how it is. Sometimes it works and sometimes it's not working. I would define it more like this: the struggle. This is stagnancy, that things are not moving, are not going anywhere. I just did a major rebirth, a major death and rebirth, it's a huge rebirth. And I feel like I am definitely at the beginning of something different. Like at the beginning, like a baby that you don't know how to walk, or how to walk properly. You can eat and grab things and do things. I feel like being in that stage. And it's about trying to navigate without thinking a deadlines. And at the same time, it is a reality. And sometimes I have calls or synchronicity, or to do things sometimes nonsense. And when it stops, I just take a little bit, tiny longer to really think better, properly at it. Because I really want to separate myself from anything that sounds like desperation, which you might think that I am in a desperate situation, but I do not feel like I am in a desperate situation. It looks like it, but it doesn't taste like it. I don't know if you can relate to that. And this is something new for me to experience. Yes, to experience it, that you experience this feeling. It's pretty hard to explain. Okay, I'm gonna finish the video for today. I have way too many footage to edit for this first episode of Broke but Not Broken. This is the main title, and then it's Revin's Unfiltered Diary to Survive. Episode 1. I have spent, I would say, the first words to come up, way too many time on this, and I didn't spend any time on task force. But at the same time, I must admit that all of those different preparation between preparing for the descriptions, preparing for the finding the words, preparing for TikTok, because this is gonna be posted there as well, not just on YouTube. Creating a group on WhatsApp that eventually will be open for community groups, or everything that has to be prepared around has to be preparing the thumbnails, the different format of the thumbnails. It's never things that are done in 5 minutes. All of this is taking time, and I'm really happy. I know that it may not look that way. I'm happy that I did it. Don't get me wrong. And I didn't feel at any moment that I was missing a synchronicity, like I had a huge call, pull for, no, you should do that, do that, do that, do that. Usually that's what happened when I feel a call for something else. It is where I am surfing at the top of the wave and changing to stay in synchronicity. So today seems that it has been the synchronicity of preparing for this series of videos and sharing all this content and sharing most specifically my life, but this section of my life. So I'm happy about that, and I'm finishing the video because I want to edit, and I start to get very tired right now. I haven't eaten anything yet. I have a painter who is not far from me, which is nice. Yeah, I'm grateful because this morning I woke up super happy and excited, and roughly it stayed like this for most of the day, which is nice. But it didn't take anything away that, just like you have seen in this video, that have been some moments that I cried. And before I started to film, and I was on the phone with a friend. This is where I realized how intense the limiting belief of not being not loved by others, that nobody else cares about me, was very intense, and that I really want to get rid of this because I barely was able to talk. My throat chakra was so painful, stuck, and I was crying. So it may sound like, I don't know, not good, but regardless of this, it means that I am grateful every time that a life lesson is coming in or limiting belief is coming up to the surface for me to find out. And I do not hesitate to dig into. I'd really dig it out completely. And once I have done that, I know that I broke it down and it's gone. It's going to be finished. And this is what I have been doing pretty much every day for the past 2 to 3 weeks now. So it is an intense rebirth, and it is an intense moment in my journey, regardless everything. But on top of that, there is this undeniable element that I'm going through. So this is for today. Thank you for watching. I said like a bit quickly, and sorry, this is the first episode, so this is the start. It goes a bit everywhere. I really want to keep it as authentic and as raw, as unfiltered as possible. Not following any script, because first, is not me, and second, what's the point of being raw if it's to be scripted? But if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you. Remember to subscribe, to like the video, so you will not miss any of the other episodes coming in every day. I will put as well in the description links to my WhatsApp group. Unfiltered is the name. I have to keep it short because of WhatsApp. I'm going to link there the videos as well if you want to follow me with WhatsApp as well. And the video will be posted on my TikTok as well, which it will be linked down below. If you want to follow me there, I will be very much grateful. And the last thing that I want to say, if you feel that this video speaks to you one way or another, I have put down in the description 2 links, one on my PayPal me and the other one on my Wise transfer account. I will be so much grateful. You are not forced. It is really up to you, to your heart and to your soul. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave me some comments or share anything, please do. If you want to leave me some questions for me to answer in the next video as well, that would be amazing. See you tomorrow.